A man will marry you for so many reasons that have absolutely nothing to do with love. He doesn't love you. And today I'm going to talk about 4 of those reasons. You see, a man will marry you even though it has nothing to do with you. He doesn't care about your unique personality, your makeup. You are essentially irrelevant. And that might sound harsh. Sorry, not sorry. That's just cold facts. If you ever looked across the dinner table at your husband and thought, does he even like me? You're not alone. So many women feel that way. I can remember myself saying, is there any difference between me and the woman who delivers our mail? I was married for 22 years, and one of the gifts of divorce is that women start telling you the truth. When you're married, you do all sorts of things to perform for your marriage, to be the good wife, to make it work, understandably. But when you're divorced, you become the friend that everyone confesses to, the one that people can speak openly and honestly to without judgment because they know you've been through it and you're no longer trying to uphold this perfect image. Women tell me everything. So this is not based on a study or research. This is based on 30 years of watching marriages up close, including my own. So let's go. Reason number 1, he wants money. He's a gold digger. When people think that only women can be gold diggers, I can't even tell you the amount of men I have dated since my divorce that are gold diggers. They're broke. They don't have anything. So if you have something or your family has something, you better believe he's going to latch onto it. If you come from money, then that means that this man has access to things like the family summer home. He has access to the family inheritance. He might have a job. He might work, but his nest egg is really leaning and relying on your family's wealth. And your family provides him a cushy lifestyle, a nice supplement to whatever income he may or may not be earning. This man is not looking to be a provider. He takes no pride in being a provider. He's the guy that's a taker. And maybe your family doesn't have money. Maybe you don't come from wealth, but maybe you work. Maybe you yourself have a good income. I'll share a couple of stories. So one man I know married a girl for her parents' wealth. Nice guy, got along with the family, and has a job. But he knows that with her comes $10,000 stuffed in the Christmas card each year. A paid for all expenses Mediterranean cruise with the family. Nice bottles of wine brought over on Thanksgiving. A car paid for by the parents that appears in the driveway when their car breaks down. And other little comforts and luxuries along the way, not to mention her family's inheritance when they pass. He doesn't love her, but my goodness, does he love the lifestyle that she and her family afford him. The second example of this, and I've seen this probably 3 times at the top of my head, I can think of examples, are men whose wives make a very good salary. We're talking doctors, $500,000 a year. And these men oftentimes take on the role of the stay-at-home dad, although they're not actually being the stay-at-home dad. They do a lot of staying home, but they don't do a lot of parenting. What I have noticed they do is they do a lot of studying. There's always a degree to earn or a certificate to acquire. He's always working on a project. They're great. They make a great first impression. They're easy to talk to. They're very intelligent, well-read, well-spoken. And when you meet them, you think, gosh, what a great guy. Of course he's a great guy. He has been investing in himself, pursuing his passions, reading at his leisure, learning about whatever topic he wants to, with no real financial responsibility because she carries the full load. And oftentimes you'll see the wife and think, she's such a bore. She's not a bore. She's exhausted. And don't get me wrong. These guys can be good guys, nice guys, funny, charming, all of the things. But the point here is that he does not love his wife. He didn't marry for her. He married for financial comforts. The second reason that men get married that has nothing to do with love is that he's ready to get married. And you just happen to be standing there. You are the woman that is in front of him. These men want the title. They want to say that they're a father and they're a husband. They don't actually want to be a father or a husband, but in some way, shape, or form, this boosts their ego. This gives them a sense of credibility or respect among their peers or their family or some sort of validation and proof that they are worthy by having the title husband and father. And You are the woman that is dating him or is in proximity when the time comes that he is ready to claim this title. I know a man, someone I grew up with, that wanted so badly to be a father and a husband. That was his life's mission. And he dated numerous women and nothing really worked out. And then he found one that said yes. Everything in their marriage since they've been married has shown me and her and probably the world that he does not love her. In fact, he is quite cruel to her. But she said yes, and he wanted those titles so badly that he went ahead and married her. These men are the men that will propose to multiple women, and you think, gosh, he was engaged 3 or 4 times. Who finds 3 or 4 women that they want to spend their life with and they're ready to get down on bended knee with? It's these men that do not care about the women. They do not love the women. They love themselves and they want something for themselves. You see, he got the wife, he got the kids, he got the house, the whole photo. He wanted the caption. He wanted the social media post. He wanted the likes. He did not want her. She is interchangeable with any other woman. The third reason that a man will marry, it has nothing to do with loving you, is that you're hot. He just thinks you're so hot. He's extremely attracted to you. That's the whole list. You're hot. The end. He doesn't care how you treat him. He doesn't care if you like him back. He doesn't care who you are, what you're made of, your hopes, your dreams, your worries, your goals, nothing. He just wants to be the guy that lands a hot chick. His entire identity is, I'm the guy with a hot wife. But the man who married you because of your face or your figure is very likely to replace you when he finds a better face or better figure somewhere down the line. These men also run the risk of trying to control your appearance, telling you how to dress, telling you how they want your hair. We all know those women who are not allowed to cut their hair into a bob because their husband likes their hair to be a certain length. They have a lot of opinions about your appearance and what you should and shouldn't do, what you should and shouldn't wear, because he doesn't love you. He doesn't care what you're comfortable with. He just wants you to look a certain way that satisfies him. And reason number 4 that a man will marry, although there are many reasons, is that you're a good wife. You're a good girl. You're kind. You're obedient. You don't make a fuss about things. You handle everything. You're on top of dinners. You're on top of laundry. Maybe you do the banking, all of the planning, all of the child rearing, the grocery shopping, scheduling appointments. And this is the category I think most women fall into. He's not overly attracted to you. He doesn't have a problem with your appearance, but he's definitely looking at other women. He may even have one on the side. But you make his life very easy, very comfortable. He goes to work. He comes home. He doesn't have to lift a finger. You've got everything done. In fact, you are trying so hard to impress him and earn his love and satisfy your own ego in being called a good wife and being valued as a good wife that you really have everything just buttoned right up for him. He can spend all of his free time golfing, playing fantasy football, drinking with his buddies, and you don't really ask a question. You don't ask much of him. You are trying to keep the peace. He didn't marry a wife. He basically hired one. You're the woman who does everything and you get nothing. You run yourself ragged to try to please this man. And maybe he is pleased. Why wouldn't he be? You are his servant. But your confidence is the only thing he praises if he chooses to praise you. He says things like, I couldn't do this without my wife. She's the backbone. He never actually compliments you, your mind, your humor, your thoughts. It's always just what you do for him on a performance level. And when you get sick, the house, it just waits for you to get better so you can handle it. He has hobbies. You have tasks. Stop doing one thing and you will notice right away, he will not ask how you are or what's going on. He will say, why is this not getting done? I have seen this played out start to finish. No love, very little respect. This woman can be replaced with any other woman in the whole world who is willing to offer free slave labor, because it was never about her to begin with. And deep down, she knows it because she has this deep ache that she just can't or doesn't want to name. What is missing from all 4 of these things? You're missing your mind, your laugh, your specific quirks that make you different from every other woman. In all 4 of these examples, the woman is interchangeable. He could swap you out and his life would stay exactly the same. And so I know what you're thinking. Well, how do I know if he actually loves me for me? And sure, I could give you a video, 5 signs that your husband loves you, 3 ways to tell that he's totally into you. But if you're watching videos like that, it's because he's not into you. So I'm going to make this really easy for you. How do you know if your husband loves you? You know deep inside here, if you have had a moment of pause, a moment of hesitation, a moment of uncertainty, and then did what we all do, try to talk yourself out of it, justify it. Oh, well, relationships are up and down and all of these things. You know, we all know when someone loves us. We all know when someone doesn't love us. You know the answer. My whole point in all of this is to point out all of the things that we tend to overlook in pursuit of finding love. When in reality, none of these scenarios present a real opportunity to have a loving relationship with a man. Which one was your marriage? Which one do you see the most when you look around you? Because I promise you, this is everywhere. And getting yourself involved in one of these marriages, if you're actually looking for love, will ensure that you live in extreme loneliness. Sharing our stories and understanding the signs is how we help one another, how we don't get involved in these relationships, and most importantly, how we feel less alone.